Right, let me tell you this now. Any company in Britain, I don't care how big they are, I don't care how small they are, whether it's a little butty box, whether it's a corner shop, whether it's a massive retail outlet, whether it's a massive food chain, I don't care what it is. If they reject your cash, your legal tender, or your legal currency, you need to boycott them. It is fundamentally wrong and immoral, even during this pandemic, for any business, with some very rare exceptions, to reject your cash. It is a total and absolute immorality. Millions of people in Britain may prefer to use cash, rely on cash because they don't have even a bank account. 1.2 million people who should have a bank account do not use the banking system because of various reasons. So they rely much more on cash payments than most people. And furthermore, the only way to maintain privacy is to pay with cash. Although there is clear benefits, of course, to using a card payment, people should have the choice. And I am fully aware that our appalling definition of the concept of legal tender in Britain permits the legal refusal of cash in retail transactions outside of where there is a court-awarded debt. It is a total and absolute disgrace. I've just been to a major food chain that I rarely go to. I went to buy some corn and other food that I get there that's not animal based. And even though it had a massive sign up saying saying card payment preferred, they violated their own terms. Their own advertised terms was that card payment is preferred, but that doesn't mean that they would reject your cash. The guy on the counter said, sorry, I can only take cash. So I told them to get stuffed. Sorry, he said, I can only take card. So I told them to get stuffed. That is a complete disgrace. The only way that will change is two ways. Number one is if the law is changed, and we need to change the law like Massachusetts, New Jersey, France, China, Denmark, Norway. They all have the hard principle of legal tender, meaning where there is any payment obligation, it is illegal to refuse cash. But in Britain, it is not illegal. They can legally refuse legal tender, which is a £50 note and a £20 note, and they can legally refuse legal currency, which is denominations of money, of cash, that have been sanctioned by Parliament that could be used in transactions where there's a payment obligation. But they're allowed to decide at the point you're paying for the item, they're allowed to decide whether they will accept cash or not, which is a total and absolute disgrace. They should be legally forced to accept it, as I've said in the other video. But they're not, and so we need either one, legal change, and it's not on the horizon as far as I'm aware, although it needs to be brought to the attention of everyone. And two, if we boycott them, if we don't give them a penny, they will quickly change. And it might seem harsh, but it's the only thing outside of changing the law that will do it. So any company in Britain, any retailer, any food outlet, etc., that is refusing your cash when you go to pay for any payment obligation, you need to boycott them. That is the thing that will change them. That will make them change their policies to accepting cash. It's a total disgrace. It's a disgrace to all the older generation that are used to paying with cash and prefer it. It's a disgrace to consumer choice, and it's a total disgrace to everyone who doesn't have a bank account or prefers to pay with cash. We need to change the law, and we need to boycott companies that are refusing people's cash. There's no evidence that paying with cash will increase the risk of coronavirus. I mean, ultimately, at some level, it's probably true that it can travel on surfaces, so it can travel with cash. But that has to be off-put against the risk, which is very minimal, and two, the fact that people want the choice of being able to pay with cash, and people require cash instead, because where they don't have access to bank cards and stuff. So it's a total disgrace, and they may want to hide their privacy. So it's a total disgrace. Boycott them. Do not accept this treatment of the consumer, of us. It's our country. We should set the laws and we should set the terms of what these businesses do. And it's a total disgrace what is happening in this country. And that's a fact.